been seeing so many people kill it, so it's been really motivating for me. And we finally made the switch, brother.
Good evening and welcome to TNA 7. Happy Canada Day, everyone. Super excited for tonight's episode with someone who truly leads what he lives. Leads what he lives. That is amazing. It's Kabayan Moises Duat. He's a heart-first leader, the kind of person who sees people, builds people, and shows up with bold energy. Whether he's pouring into community, leading by example, or just dropping truth in your feed, Moises is steady and full of impact. You're gonna feel his passion tonight. Let's go get it. Adding him now. My NJ. Happy Canada Day. Hi Tara. Hi Monica. Hey Moises, how are you, man?
Hi, Kabayan. How's it going? We
Good,
are
good.
on.
Yes. I got the Canada flag. I got Aldrin's tea brand here. All Canada.
Let's go.
Let's go. Today was a swim type of cardio for me. I was really working on just swimming under the water for a while, and I was able to do almost 2 laps, and I'm excited. Tomorrow I'm gonna do that as my fasted cardio, just to give my knees a break from the stairmaster and the treadmill. Happy Canada Day, everyone, and we have Moises here. Take us through your day today. How was it?
Today we kind of kicked off with a bang. It was a pivotal moment for me, just knowing that I was going to come on and have this conversation with you. And thank you, by the way, for having me on
Of course,
once
man. Of
again.
course.
But I've just been seeing so many people kill it. So it's been really motivating for me. And we finally made the switch, brother. And
Yeah.
we're on with the AM sessions.
Oh, perfect. And you know what? I find that you you don't have to be a competitor or a high profile athlete to speak here. Each and every person has a value that somebody will learn from, will take from. That's what I love about this. It's real. It's I told you leading up to this, I was plotting our live, how it's gonna be, and I try not to. I try not to do the chat GPT as much as I can because I want it to be real, and this is what I want for like for me, especially you're a lot into fitness, but you're also a lot into what I stand for. It is mental health. So let's get right into it. I want to talk about let's do some this or that Vancouver edition. Should we? Let's do
Let's
it.
do
Let's
it.
go. Let's go. All right. Sunset stroll in Stanley Park. Oh, sorry. Sunrise stroll in Stanley Park, or sunset walk at English Bay.
Ooh, I would have to go with Stanley Park. I know it's like
Oh,
a very touristy, generic
no,
thing, but
yeah,
I love the seawall. Very fond memories from when I was new here.
that's awesome. The couple of times that I had a Vancouver layover, it's downtown. So Stanley Park is right there. You step out of the hotel, and Stanley Park's right there. It's just amazing. It's amazing being on that coast.
100%.
Uh, JJ Bean or Tim Hortons?
Ooh, it's Canada Day, and not to be biased, but I'd have to go with Timmy's.
Of course, man. All right. I think I know the answer to this one. Grouse Grind or Seawall Tour?
Again, I'd have to go with the seawall tour.
Of course.
Grouse Grind is those are for the real cardio maniacs.
That would be from my friend Jocelyn. Jocelyn loves the extreme.
I've yet to do it, but maybe one day.
All right. Hike of Deep Cove or walk around Granville Island?
I would say Deep Cove.
Deep Cove? Never been,
The,
but sounds like a good one. All right. How about like a lighter side of it? Sushi Fix or Ramen Run on Robson?
ooh, I there's a place.
I wanted this to be tough for you, man.
Oh man, I love ramen, but I would have to go with sushi.
Awesome. And finally, gray skies, no rain for a year, or 1 week of nothing but blue skies and sunshine.
Ooh, being from the prairies and knowing that it's sunny most days over there, I would have to do the week of
Oh, wow.
just because it's like I need that vitamin D, and seasonal affect is a real thing out here.
For sure, man. The sun just brings so much to us. You know what I mean? Like We need it. We need it every day. All right, I got a bonus one.
Okay.
Drake or the weekend?
Ooh, drink. Sorry. What
Drake
was it?
or the weekend?
Ooh, come on, man. I'd have to go with the weekend just because we share names.
Oh,
So
cool.
his
Awesome.
actual name is Abel,
What? That's
and
cool. I didn't know that, but he's another one of those that Drake found on the street and brought him up. So you know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
All right, let's get serious a little bit. How do you balance purpose and performance?
It all ties in with the notion of progress over perfection. I was talking about this in one of my stories like the other day, but like having so many variables that you have to look out after. Obviously, there's some non-negotiables there to keep you in line, but at the same time, I definitely live by progress over perfection because those little wins have a compounding effect. And I think with a lot of people who are new in whatever endeavor that they're trying to pursue, it's very easy to have to move with grandeur over taking it step by step, and that's definitely something that I've learned over my journey, and it's helped me. So progress over perfection.
Absolutely. And purpose keeps me waking up every day. It makes me excited about waking up the following day. All right. I asked you to give me a topic you'd like to discuss on the show, and I love what you shared. You said who you're becoming is more important than who you've been. I would love to hear your take, you elaborate more on that.
Oh man, we're diving a little deeper here.
Absolutely, man. I'm not gonna
Obviously,
make it
like
easy on you, man.
that is an interesting question, mainly because that's something that's been a real challenge for me. Getting comfortable in my own skin was something that I really had to lean hard into over the past year, I want to say. After some time of just being so hard on yourself. If you ever heard of the that one liner where it's like you get tired of your own BS. You get tired of being tired, and that's essentially what happened to me. I started noticing these recurring patterns in my life, and I think the driving force that kind of helped me propel myself into a state of actual healing was getting to know myself intimately and giving myself more grace. Because to be honest, like there were a lot of things like leading up to that boiling point for me where I decided it's time to make that change. It all starts there, and then you start asking yourself the questions to get answers to everything that you're questioning from within. And of course, with each and every individual that to ever exist, and I've always seen it this way, even me talking to you right now, any interaction I make, you're essentially talking to another universe if you really think about it. In the way that we experience life, through all the adversities, all the hardships, all these commonalities that we share, it's unique to the individual. I think that's what brings community, but it all starts with doing that inner work, understanding oneself to a point where it brings you into that state of healing so that you can empower others to do the same. Otherwise, there's the opposite of that. And I think we might have talked about this in our last session, but anytime I've come across anyone with quote unquote negative energy or bad vibes, it used to be that that type of energy would have a great effect on me, and then I would take on that. But it's changed now that I've been able to understand myself more and how I operate, how I think, how I process emotions, all that stuff,
Yeah.
because it gives you a greater sense of empathy, and you understand that when people are giving off bad vibes, it's mainly because maybe they haven't done the inner work to understand themselves enough, and that negative energy is then projected, whatever insecurities or struggle that is existing within, that is then projected outwards. Now my problem is I take on a lot of those energies because I have a hypersensitivity to that. I can sense that
Yeah.
usually before any word is spoken. It's kind of my take on that.
Love it. I love it. Thank you, my man. Talk to us about a challenge that you overcame that we don't see on social, if you feel comfortable talking about it.
Of course. I just wanna put this out there. The reason why I am more confident today speaking on this is because I feel like I've done enough work, that's inner work, that is, to be able to speak on this. And the biggest challenge that I faced again was upon first impression, right? Most people would take me as a very personable guy, but it wasn't. But here's the thing: I've always struggled when it came to interpersonal relationships, like sustaining friendships. My circle is very small, and
Likewise.
for it's small. And those that circle is mainly because they have seen me grown over the years. My best friend, for example, we're going on 22 years of friendship. We knew each other since
Oh,
we were
that's amazing, man.
having a point of comparison, like every other interaction outside of that, I found it really. I wouldn't say like I had trust issues, but I had trouble making any connections that is kind of like the in between, like acquaintances and whatnot. I would describe it as a hypervigilance that I had developed. And it wasn't until I started delving deeper within myself to understand myself more that I finally came to realize, and this was just last year, by the way, I came to learn that I'm in fact neurodivergent,
I
and
I had to research about neurodivergent.
I'm basically opposite of neurotypical. That paired with a comorbidity of something else,
Yeah.
but those two things in tandem essentially made life very, very difficult for me,
Yeah.
right? And if we're talking bodybuilding specifically, this has got to be the longest hyperfixation that I've ever had in my life, because no matter how many times I deviate or be like, you know what, let's just leave it be, like I'm gonna, like, I still enjoy like lifting and all that, but we're just gonna leave it at that. But there's like a voice inside my head always drawing me back to this dream of mine, and it's basically rooted in overcoming oneself. I'm really glad I'm where I'm at now. In terms of specifics with the challenges, mainly has to do with executive functioning, emotional dysregulation, as well as rejection sensitivity dysphoria. Those three main elements, you can only imagine just how difficult that would be given the nature of the sport that is bodybuilding. Or you can even take that for any type of endeavor, really. Basically, I knew I had the competence to show for it, but because of these challenges, depending on what's exacerbating those symptoms at any given point in time, I couldn't create proof that I was in fact competent, right? So that's where a lot of that inner work comes into play, learning about myself, what works, what doesn't.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna mention what Tara said: small but mighty, the best kind of circle. Absolutely. That's what
Yes.
I think too. And Monica's asked Drake when we asked about Drake or The Weeknd. You were our guest in episode 4. Has anything changed about your why since then?
I would say my why was more or less the same. If there is any change, it has more to do with the magnitude of my why. And I have a constant reminder every day. I'm a young dad. My, my
Absolutely.
kid my kid just turned 18 months. So he's 1.5 now. And just watching him grow and approach everything with the sense of curiosity that most adults crave or
Yeah.
have since forgotten. I think that's one of the best gifts that I could have received at that point in time, like at a point in time in my life where it was very much pivotal. And like there was a lot of growth that happened from the time that he was born to how much he's grown now, and he's literally a living example of how I aspire to approach life, because then
Love
there's
that.
novelty in everything.
Yeah.
everything is exciting. You want to discover new things, and that's kind of what it's all about. You want to be
And
liberated.
I can see that. I can see the genuineness of that because when you post the stories, I'm like, man, this is. I love what you're doing with your kid. I love it. And even Max says you're a super dad, and I agree. I agree. I love that. Keep
Appreciate
that, man. Keep that energy. That's amazing. Let's talk about fitness. How does it help your mindset or mental clarity?
it. In terms of mental clarity, just there's a guy out there. He's a business guru. His name's Dan Martell. I'm sure you might have heard of him. But he wrote a book called Take Back Your Time. It turns out that he also happens to be neurodivergent. I vibed with whatever he was saying pretty strongly, and he has a saying that goes, "Move the body and tame the mind." Right? For me, it's the way I would describe how my mind works. It's basically like having a Ferrari engine for a brain, but my braking system is a bicycle braking system. Right? So getting my body moving, being physically active. I know it has a lot of benefits in terms of like endorphins, whatnot. But for me, it's quite literally a necessity. I can see why this has become a hyperfixation for me, because just being physically active helps me get my mind in line, and it allows me to put my focus into something that's actually conducive to my overall growth and development.
Awesome, man. That's a good answer. Take us to a normal day that includes being a family guy for Moises.
A normal day for me, I work an office job, and basically it's about a 40 minute commute to and from the office, and
Are you in
it's
Vancouver? Are you in Vancouver or you're outside Vancouver?
I'm actually
Or
outside of Vancouver.
gotcha.
I'm like specifically South Delta, so I'm near the ferries. It's what you take to get to the island. But where I'm situated, I quite enjoy, because it's pretty much one to one with what you would expect to see in the prairies. So it feels like home to me. It's like my own little piece of Manitoba here in BC.
Wow, that's awesome.
But routine wise, it's pretty cut and dry. As a family man, a lot of my energy and time obviously goes towards helping my partner raise our son. But I do find balance. I think it's important to have that time set aside for yourself as well, just to maintain that healthy balance. So I like to call it my dad hour, and by dad hour, it's like my time to kind of just be away and focus on my main focus outside of that.
Yeah.
But all this to say, I've gotten pretty good at compartmentalizing my overarching
Yeah.
tasks.
When do you find time to work out?
When
When?
I'm gonna be honest, like that hype got me to obviously do the early morning sessions today,
Yeah.
and I think that's the push I needed. Normally, I'm an evening guy. I'm a creature of the night, but I do want to get into the habit of just getting those sessions in earlier. Mainly, like it helps in a lot of ways. I think when it comes to that compartmentalization of time, getting all those things that are important to me out of the way earlier in the day allocates more time to have that balance with family. Moving forward, I think that is going to be part of the structure.
Amazing, amazing. And Monica is also from BC. She said, "I used to live in ND. I think that's North Dakota." Monica, I love this part of BC. She lives close to you.
Nice, nice.
What's the one thing fitness taught you about life? This should be fun.
Man, you're always giving me like the deep one. If there is one thing, I mean, it's a multifaceted thing. Like fitness in itself, in and within itself, is a multifaceted thing. So the best answer I can give for that is there is value in drawing parallels from what you learn within the sessions itself that translate really well in your normal day to day. So the way my mind works, I naturally just do that. So you'll find me making a lot of references to like things that I've seen, like mainly in the form of art, music, whatever. All these things, like it's multi-dimensional, but at the same time it's holistic in the way I see it. So for example, like showing up for yourself, right? It's something as simple as that, like going to your sessions, you have a plan laid out, you show up. Same goes for everything else, right? And when on those harder days, I think what really helps me get through those times is definitely leaning into discipline. That's huge, mainly because motivation is something that's quite fleeting. It comes and goes. You can try your best to have it like more or less like consistent, but you know there are going to be days where you feel like absolute poop, and this is where you fall into to discipline as a safety net because you already have that structure laid out.
Yeah, for me, I think most people only see the results; they don't see the grind getting there. So it's very similar to life, and that's what I learned about fitness. Is it's really taught me to work hard, to show up no matter what, and that's very similar to life. Like especially this year, a lot has gone on about my health, about family's health, and when I have time, I show up, I do my thing, and I work out. That's one thing that I love about the most about it. Monica said, ND is not North Dakota, it's North Delta,
North Delta, that's not
as
too far
opposed to
away from
South
me.
Delta, rivals in lacrosse. Her kids played. So I have this thing. I wanted to do this with you.
Okay.
I have like 8 kind of topics, not topics, but 8 like points. I want you to tell me if you're gonna roll with it or you're gonna say next. All right?
Okay.
Let's go with poutine. You're gonna roll with it, you're gonna say next.
Oh, I'm gonna have to say next. I can live with
This
that.
is all Canada Day based. Okay, next. Wow, you don't like poutine? My son loves
I
poutine.
like it, but like it's hit or miss. You have to admit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Saying A,
What?
saying A, EH, A.
Oh, all the time, bud. I
Yes,
say A
yes.
all the time. My cousins from America make fun of me all the time for it.
I love it. I love it. I will not neglect it. I will not ignore that. I will always, it's a part of me, especially living in Winnipeg. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Saying sorry for everything.
There, that has its place for sure. I do find myself saying sorry quite a bit,
Yeah, I didn't
but
notice that till I live here.
yeah, yeah,
But we
yeah.
do say
I get
sorry a
called
lot.
out on. Yeah,
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 for
yeah.
sure.
But it's like a gesture for like to avoid being rude. Like that makes
Yeah,
sense to me. I don't
yeah,
know.
absolutely, absolutely. Whatever. It's what make Canadians
I'm
polite. I
sorry.
love that about Canadians. I wanted to ask ketchup chips, but that's more
Ooh.
for Americans. They love our ketchup chips. How do you feel about all dressed chips? Roll with it or next?
Hell yeah.
Let's
I
just
love
mention some of these things. Max said discipline is there when motivation fades. Absolutely.
absolutely.
And say sorry. Oopsie. Drake as the Canada Day soundtrack.
Drake
Oh,
as the kind of
you already said you're the weekend kind of guy, right?
yeah, I'm more of a weekend kind of guy.
All right. Tim Hortons runs. Roll with it or next? You
I'll roll
gotta.
with it. There's
Yes.
I'll give it to Timmy's. Yeah.
What is that? Beaver tails.
Yes.
Yes.
I love beaver
Beaver
tails.
tails. Roll. I
So
haven't had it. I lived in
you have
Calgary for like 4 years. I didn't have it before, but I would like to. Like if I ever go back there, I will definitely have a beaver tail and wearing red on Canada Day, especially when you're not in Canada.
wearing red on Canada Day.
Yeah,
It,
you gotta.
I gotta roll with it mainly
Yes.
because like I don't wear a whole lot of red anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah, you might have noticed
Yeah.
that. Like the
Yeah.
palette is pretty basic
Yeah.
most days, so it was a little bit of a change having to wear red, but I'm glad I did. And this funny thing, this is actually from my cousin from the States, and he gifted this to me. So shout
Okay.
out to my
So,
cousin.
Rock Voices, there's someone out there who's doubting themselves today. What's the one message would you like them to hear today from this show, from your episode? What's the one message you'd like them to hear?
I would like anyone who is in the midst of this cloud of doubt to understand that all the younger versions of yourself are cheering you on. And if it, when it comes down to actually showing up, like I talk about this all the time, you got to be your biggest ally, right? And when it comes to visualization, I just think of all those times that my younger selves felt lonely, lost, needing guidance. Like you quite literally grow into what you wish you had at that time. And then part of that inner work is, and giving yourself more grace is visually having a conversation with your 17-year-old self, your 4-year-old self. I can name like specific occurrences where I definitely could have had those words of wisdom. But that's the thing. It's like we don't have a time machine, but the best thing we can do is we have those timestamps that we can refer back to, and like that's where the true healing starts to take effect. And I honestly think it's helped me become a better human being. And when it comes to the days where, because it's not always going to be perfect, but what matters most is, when you're in doubt, you fall forward. Don't be afraid of failure. Fall forward. Understand that the small wins have a compounding effect, and having faith in oneself is actually a skill. It's a learnable skill, and the only way to sharpen that is practice and repetition.
And this is really a time where I'm pretty much asking you to say all the cliches that you want to say for
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
sake of motivation. And to me, it's really walk the world on your pace. There's no speed for progress. And
100%.
being different doesn't mean you're less of a person. It's unique in the most beautiful way. So Moises, thank you again for showing up today. Will you come back again another time?
100%. I
We love
would
you
thank you
having,
for
man. We
having
love
me.
having you. You
I
are
love being it.
young, but you think maturely and you speak maturely, and I love that. Keep showing up for your child. That's the most important thing.
Will do,
All
brother.
right.
I will.
Yes. Please follow Moises Duat and at Moises Duat and at Wolf and Vale. Is that right?
Wolfenville.
And
That's
at
correct.
Divine Chris, and let's keep building this together. Happy Canada Day, and see you next week on TNA 7.
Happy Canada
Take
Day.
care, Moises. Regards
Take
to your
care.
family, man.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.